I turn my do not disturb on. All right, let me see. Yep,
Marcy.
good.
Hey.
We're struggling today. What's going on, everybody? Critic and the Common Man here, and my God, you guys did not see this, but we were having some technical difficulties.
Oh, I might
today,
put some of this
We've
in,
been-
man.
Oh, please do. We've been sitting here trying to figure this out for like the last 20 minutes. My AirPods weren't working, and the camera wasn't working. Real shit show over here. What's going on? We are doing a fun review today. Spooky season is in full force right now.
Whoa, your video just did some crazy shit on my end.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it just did like rainbow pattern. Like you were outlined in it, but it was like all rainbow. So
Dude, I don't know what is going on today.
Are you having is there a storm over there?
No, I don't know, man. It's like my tech just hates me today. My God, I literally the only thing I did, I let somebody else hook up to my AirPods, and it just everything went to shit. I don't know what. Apparently, don't do that because apparently you let someone else hook up to your AirPods, and then all of your Apple
tech,
stuff
yeah.
starts. Jesus, you guys saw in the thumbnail. Fun movie today, a little bit older one, but a spooky one nonetheless. We are reviewing COVID 2020. Very popular film. Oh, I'm sorry. It looks so similar.
Right.
I
Train
couldn't
to Busan.
distinguish.
My bad. That's
Train to Busan. Right. COVID 2021.
I wrote that in the
Train
notes
to
on his
Busan.
end. That was my apologies.
Basically the same thing. Train to Busan 2016. Very popular. This was what, South Korean movie, Chris?
Yeah, there's no way this was North
You're
Korea.
you're like North Korean actually. Like, oh.
You didn't see the dictator
Wow.
make the cameo in there?
Right. The heavy warning in the front.
Yeah.
Not to pirate this. Pirating will be
Heavy warning.
punishable by death.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what'd you think, man? I had actually never seen this before, even though this came out a long time ago.
This came out, what, 2016? Is that when it...
2016, and I guess this one was a hit over here. I don't know how it caught on, but I had seen it on,
It is South
was
Korean.
it
I see it there
Netflix?
in the notes. South Korean.
There you go.
As if there was any debate
it
about
Netflix?
that.
I think it came out on, I think it was Netflix, the streaming platform here,
Yes.
and then I saw it there, I believe. I remember seeing it somewhere.
Yeah, well, no,
and
I
thinking
literally
looked kinda
saw it
interesting.
2 days ago on Netflix, and then I went to look for it today, and it wasn't up there.
They may have just taken it down.
Yeah,
I guess
maybe.
they did if you had just seen it up there. What'd you think of this one, man? I mean, I enjoyed it. It was kind of a standard zombie movie, but everyone has it. Every one of these zombie movies kind of has its flair, depending on what kind of zombies they are, how powerful they are, how you can escape them. What'd you think? Did you like it? Did you not like it?
I actually, so initial thoughts, I really liked it.
Yeah.
The only way I can describe this movie is that holy shit, it is a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, it is.
Like you're laughing at the beginning, and then you're stressed, and then you're scared, and then you're laughing again, and then you're crying, and then you're stressed again. Like it's just, dude, this movie, like holy shit. Like now, don't get me
not at
wrong.
all.
There are some really cheesy parts, and this could be a West, film style versus an East film style thing where it's just a little different. There were some parts that felt like a little more of soap opera-y. It's just a little melodramatic, and the music was a little cheesy at times. But it's only it's cheesy because it works, because it sold the emotion that it was trying to get across, and it hit those emotional marks that it was trying to get across. It's just a little cliche on our end. But no, overall, man, I thought this movie was really good. Putting aside the fact that it was a zombie movie, I really liked it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought it was a little bit safe. It was very standard zombie 101 kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get bit. So the way of contagion, the passing of the germ is very traditional. You don't want to get bitten by these zombies.
Yep, because then 10
it's
seconds
not like it's
later, you are a zombie.
Yeah, that was interesting too. I mean, this one was a very rapid development period or incubation period, I should say, where you until you become a zombie all of a sudden. I like that though. I think it's a little more interesting.
It is, yeah.
It's like if you don't get too much of that sappy, oh, I've been bitten and now go on, save yourself. You get a little bit of it, but when you only have 10 seconds before the thing really takes you over and makes you a zombie, there's only so much you can do. Yeah, like you said, roller coaster of emotions for sure. Definitely all over the place. The one thing that impressed me the most was all of the actual zombies themselves. Like when you watch The
Dude.
Walking Dead, for example, sometimes the zombies get a little cheesy. You can tell it's people in prosthetic, makeup and whatnot. These zombies were pretty scary, man. The eyes and like the creepy movements.
Dude,
and it's like
yeah,
they had
like
like
some
the
of them are like
Jabberwockies like breakdancing.
exactly.
On the floor
Some of them
and-
are like their legs are like on the ground and then they just like back, like they do a rollover onto their
Yeah.
back to stand up and shit. I was watching, I was like, ugh. Like, huh.
Yeah, they brought in some stunt doubles to do some of that zombie work for
Hell yeah,
sure,
they
man.
did.
But I enjoyed it. The characters were cool. You had the classic traditional like Asian businessman dad who works too much.
Yeah.
And then they go on the train. The idea that it was on the train was pretty creative.
Yes.
There was some things that I feel like they could have done a lot better and they would have been a lot safer. I felt like they were pretty quick to leave the safety of their train cars,
Yeah.
but character-wise, dude, that little girl, his daughter,
Phenomenal
when she
actress.
was screaming, crying, oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah, she alone. I was watching that, I was going, what in the world? Like this is Emmy award-winning acting out of this
So
this
sad,
girl. She
man.
was like completely convincing. Then you got basically Russell Crowe look-alike over there, like beating ass. He's taping his arms
big
up.
guy?
and,
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, we were calling him Russell Poe throughout this
Russell
whole
Poe.
thing. We're like, oh, Russell Poe's beating ass, dude.
He was so
Tapes
awesome.
his arm up.
See,
Yeah, he
and
was
here's
cool.
the thing: like, there was a part in the movie when the dad is on the ground, when they first leave the train and they're in the train station thinking
Right.
that they're gonna make it, and the little girl is right there, and like he's running back towards her, and he's calling her name, and then it looks like she's about to
Yeah.
get bitten,
Yeah. And
bited.
then he comes in.
Yeah, dude, I guarantee you, everybody in the theaters was like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
like, dude, Koreans, I don't know what it is, man, but Koreans know how to make movies, dude. They know how to play off of the emotion that you're feeling and the emotion that they're delivering. They are so good at just like taking you from here to here instantly, and they're
Yeah,
good.
it was dope. I don't know, man. I was trying to think as this was going through what I would have done differently if I would have, been better fit to survive. You think so? Put yourself in this position. Okay, you get on that train. You're in one of the front train cars, so the initial wave of zombies breaks out. Everyone's running. You think you're surviving?
Well, I already know that the cockroaches and stuff are in the back. Like that's where they keep
What
all
was
of
that, Snowpiercer?
Yeah. Thank you for understanding that reference.
Yeah, I was like, I know what he's talking about.
I kept making jokes about Snowpiercer the entire movie.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, and this is where Snowpiercer starts. Oh, man, it's so hard to say because it's like, what are you possibly going to find to survive on this train? Like, maybe there's some food. They have running water, so like there's that. But the tanks are only going to go for so long.
Well, and assuming, when they made it to Busan, there were people there, and he said Busan has succeeded in their primary defense. So
Yeah.
I guess that's these are very killable zombies. It's not like World War Z where they become superhumans. They're just really aggressive people. We have weapons and things to take out really aggressive people if we had to. It's basically war. They're not jumping 20 feet in the air or becoming rabid too
Although
badly
they
or
were
anything. They just
fast.
can't. They were fast, but I don't think they were any faster than just a normal human.
No,
running at
not
full
like World
speed,
War
right?
Z or anything.
Right. So I feel like if I was in the train and it broke out, I don't know, why did they get off of the train at that station? That first station that they pulled up to, why did they all get off and start? Were they going to look for other people?
That's a good question.
I think they thought that city was safe because when they walked down, all those soldiers were like barricaded.
Yeah,
and then they
it
turned
was
around.
it was a quarantine.
I think
Yes.
So I think that they were assuming that they were safe there and
Yeah.
they were going to go try to get some help somewhere. But dude, they pull up to this place with a train car full of zombies. And then they all just get off and walk away and leave this train. I'm like, dude, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if that was me, I would have maybe gone to check things out. I would have been pretty cautious, assuming that this place has been infected by zombies. I would have gone to check things out. And then if nothing else, I would have gotten back in the train and seen if I could maybe open one of the doors that the zombie
And get
compartment
them
had, so
the
you could
fuck
flood
out. Yeah.
flush all the zombies out of the train.
Yep.
And then just lock the doors. They can't open the doors, so then you're pretty much safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like people
as long
were
as
really
you have
quick
a sturdy plexiglass door, apparently you're good. So.
Oh, I know. Those things, that was crazy. And all those zombies bumping into the door, and not one of them would have knocked the door handle over to the side and just
Yeah.
happened to push through. That was they were really relying on that door handle to not turn on its own.
Yeah, exactly. I was watching that. I was so stressed about that. I was like, "Are you guys serious? Like, you're just gonna let them be in there?"
You're not gonna barricade it or
put
anything.
They put up newspaper and they were like, "We're good."
Right. Well, that's the other thing about these zombies is they're really based on sight and sound.
It was really cool when they were through the train, dude. That was such a cool shift in stress levels.
When they went through the tunnel.
Yeah. What did I say when they went through the train?
I think I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said when you went through the train. I know what you meant. When they went through the tunnel, that was cool.
No, when the train like went through the other train and like, wait, did we watch the same movie?
Yeah, you know. Actually, that did pretty much happen at the end. So.
Yeah, when they went through the tunnel, that was really cool because like it was super stressful and the music was like peaking, and then they go through the thing and then it just quiets down and you just see the zombies. Like that was creepy, man. That was almost more terrifying.
I don't know, these zombies seemed fairly easy to beat to me. I mean, yes, it's scary, no doubt, but all you got to do is take somebody's cell phone, turn the volume all the way up, and set off an alarm, a really loud alarm on the cell phone, and go slide it over to the back of the train or something, or open the door, throw it out the train when you stop, and then they all go flooding out to that and then keep moving, and you're fine. I didn't think that these were the scariest zombies or most intimidating zombies I'd ever seen.
No.
I think it was just the situation of being trapped in close quarters with them that was kind of anxiety driving.
I think the most stressful part of it all is that you have this little girl that you care about. You have to care about her. It's a child.
Yeah.
And to just know that there's so much shit going on, and like this, you know that she's traumatized for life after all this. Like
100%.
It was just so stressful.
But that is your life now.
Yeah. I mean, and like, holy shit, man! Like that was.
So, I mean, obviously, if you're watching this movie came out 4 years ago, so we shouldn't have to say this. We should have said at the beginning of the video, all these reviews contain spoilers, but I just thought about it before I say this next thing, in case for some reason somebody's still watching this that hasn't seen the movie, which
spoilers
is unlikely.
Coming in 3, 2, 1.
I didn't think her dad needed to die.
Yeah, right.
I thought that was unnecessary to the story.
Now
I understand. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know if you know this, but there's a second one.
Yeah, Peninsula,
which just came out. It's literally in theaters right now.
We need to watch it. Let's get a plane ticket to South Korea. Yep. We'll watch this.
No,
come back.
There's a showtime within like my city today.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we need to go see this.
Yeah.
All right, so then Peninsula is up next. We'll review that one as well. But especially for the sake of a sequel, don't you think it would have been... Well, let me ask you, do you think the sequel would be better if the dad was in it or not?
I do. I think... I don't know what the sequel's about. I know, obviously, it's about zombies. I hope that it's from the little girl's point of view. And I think if I was directing a sequel to this movie, I would direct it an older version of this little girl, maybe 6 years in the future. Like, how old do you think she was in this? 12?
Yeah, if even. I don't know. I'm honestly not sure. It's kind of hard, dude. I feel like, you know what? Never mind. I'm not even going to go there. We're going to get taken off YouTube real fast. Yeah, I don't know. She was probably like 10, 12 years old. I'm not sure. She could have been 30. You never really would have known.
I'm not going to go there.
Not that that's based off her ethnicity or anything like that. Just, just saying. But
those youthful
I don't know, man.
bastards.
Yeah. We just start getting real angry. Our viewers at home are going,
so beautiful?
Yeah, oh God. I think so. Probably 10 to 12 or something like that. Young kid.
Well, I was thinking like, maybe as an adult now, living in this world, maybe she is, some sort of soldier or a fighter or something living in this world.
You think they're going to jump that far ahead?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't even know if this.
I could see it being. You know what? I get a very almost a Quiet Place vibe from this, where the dad sacrifices himself at the end, sort of thing. And now it's about. I know it's not her mother, but now it's about a mom, with child. My guess is Peninsula. The mother's already given birth. She now has either a baby or a very, very young toddler, and the girl, Jen something.
Suan.
Suan,
the little girl.
Oh, Jinni was the baseball dude's girlfriend, I think.
Yes.
I could see them being a little bit older for sure. I'll absolutely go see a sequel to this. This was a cool movie.
Yeah, Jung-gil.
I don't mind subtitles either. Did you feel like the subtitles took you out of this movie at all?
No. No, not at all.
I didn't either, man.
Yeah.
I've never had a problem. We watch a lot of stuff with subtitles because I don't know if we just have bad hearing or what, but dude, I feel like if you watch a movie and then you watch it again with subtitles, I feel like I always pick up on more stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Because your hearing is very selective, and humans don't realize this, but hearing for humans is very, very selective, especially when it comes to like attention-focused things. But when you're able to hear and read, you totally pick up on more. Your brain processes it more because we've been trained from such a young age to learn, especially, in school and stuff, to pick up comprehension through our reading.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
we took psychology classes, so
yeah.
So
We actually have PhDs.
Dude, I watched Lord of the Rings for the first time with subtitles, and it was
So
like I was
much more.
watching a whole new movie.
Yeah.
I picked up on so much stuff that I just thought they were saying something else, and then completely went the other way.
It's funny because
no, I didn't. The subtitles don't take me out of this kind of stuff.
It's
man. I'll
because
watch
of
a
Lord of the
foreign
Rings
film.
that I started watching movies with subtitles. Like,
Really?
yeah, because I didn't know what they were saying. I was like, what the hell is that? What is an orc? And so I wanted to I was like, are they saying orc in a weird way? So I started watching movies with subtitles, and it just kind of stuck. Like I always have subtitles on in the living room, on my computer. There's always subtitles on.
Yeah, it bothers some people.
It
like
does,
I can't. Do you have any like TV or like film pet peeves like that that'll keep you from watching something? For example, I cannot watch a TV show that has a laugh track. If it's a sitcom or
dude, I
something
know.
and they have people laughing and they funnel in laughter, I won't watch it. I've missed many, many good shows because it bothers me.
Yeah, the last show that I watched that I could get through that with was How I Met Your Mother, and going back and rewatching some of it, dude, I can't stand laugh tracks. I completely get that. I don't really have any like.
I'll laugh when I want to laugh.
Yeah.
Don't force it on me because they start saying things that aren't funny.
Yeah.
They start saying things that aren't funny, and then they'll force laughter in, and it's not actually that funny.
Yeah. I don't have any like specific pet peeves. I don't like in the movie theater, I don't like people talking to me. If I'm in the movie theater, like, you better let me space out for 2 hours. Like,
yeah, I'm with you.
I don't like being talked to. I don't like having somebody sit near me that's eating. That annoys the shit out of me. But that's a whole other thing. That's just the sound of chewing and stuff just annoys me. But if I'm at home and I'm watching a movie with somebody, I really don't like when people are on their phone. It really bothers me. Like I'm just like,
Really?
I'm like, can you just like 1 more hour? Just pay
attention.
Put it down.
That one doesn't bother me because I don't know. That's just me being selfish, I guess. If I'm interested in the movie and I'm enjoying it, I don't care
Yeah.
Now if we're watching a movie for the first time, that's different. And then there's questions being asked and all that. That's different. I wouldn't do that.
That's different.
That's annoying.
Yeah. I think that's
but if
more
we're
what
watching
it is. Like
Lord of the Rings for the third time, and my
Yeah.
wife's on her phone, I don't care.
That's
what I
kind of
mean?
what I meant. Yeah. Like,
I gotcha.
if it's
I
a
gotcha.
movie that we're
understandable.
supposed to be paying attention to, and then you're gonna start asking me questions because you weren't paying attention, I'm like, no, fuck you. I'm not pausing this for you. Like,
Dude, I had to stop. I had to stop going to the AMC dine-in. I just had to stop, man,
many
because the
margaritas?
menu is so fucked up. They put the loudest foods on the menu ever. It's like, oh, okay, here's your appetizers are nachos, which are a horrible movie food. Yeah. Those have become a standard in all theaters. That's a horrible idea.
15 people in the audience just.
Yeah, they're just the appetizers are basically, oh, here's nachos with a side of sunflower seeds and like a spittoon cup you can hawk things into. And here's a bunch of napkins so you can blow your nose super loud.
Yeah.
It's just a nightmare, man. And then of course somebody
Here's
next week
here's
gets
a
an
complimentary
iceberg
air
lettuce.
horn.
Here's a super fresh iceberg lettuce salad in a glass bowl with a metal fork that
Yeah.
you can just clang around for 2 hours while the person next to you just gets pissed
Yeah.
off. It's a horrible idea. Then of course there's the whole business aspect where you're paying full price for a ticket so that you can pay double for shitty food.
Yeah.
Oh, here's 5 chicken tenders. Yeah, that'll be $17 on top of
Oh.
your $25 ticket.
Oh, you have a
Yeah,
child?
No, thank you.
Here's a megaphone.
Yeah. Oh, they want an icy? No problem. $7. Oh, you paid full price for these tickets anyway? Yeah, no.
$9
Still the
then,
same
in that
amount.
case.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, but subtitles, I do have pet peeves with things. Subtitles are not
Our train
one
of
them.
thought.
So
we totally digressed there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but going back to
Absolutely.
it, subtitles.
I'm totally fine. I mean, the subtitles in these films don't bother me. And actually, I was pleasantly surprised with this because sometimes when you watch a foreign film, and we've had this happen before with films like Neja, the subtitles seem off.
Yeah.
The words they're saying don't seem right. The diction is wrong. The syntax is wrong. This didn't have that
No,
problem.
not at all.
Train to Busan, the dialogue was all there.
Even
in the
even the
subtitles.
jokes and stuff were still like not subtle, but universal in the way that they were delivered. Like
Right, exactly.
like when they were in the bathroom stall, the three guys, and
he's like jarring him about his ringtone.
that's what it was. Yep. I had to think. I watched it last night.
He's like, "Why is your ringtone so taggy?" Yeah, he's not like your school uniform is not white enough. It's like, oh well, I don't understand that. But
I wear whatever I want.
yeah, like, all right, cool. Get back to the zombies.
Yeah. No, that yeah, man, they did a good job of this. The directing was just solid in this movie. They take you from one emotional level to the next, kind of riding this roller coaster. Like I said, man, it's literally a roller coaster of emotions, because you're laughing at the beginning, with the guys, when the girl sits next to him and they're like, accept her. Like,
Yeah.
like it was funny. It was cute. You have the little girl and the dad, and you see that there's issues there. They're divorced. The dad's obviously going to work too much. So, you have all of this kind of like, you're laughing and then you're like, oh.
Dude, speaking of the emotion of that, and you're right, I completely agree with you. The directing was all there and the emotion was good. Speaking of kind of an emotional response, okay, put yourself in the perspective of that baseball kid. You go into a train and you see all your friends and they're all zombies. Would you be able to kill them? Do you think you'd be able to kill them all?
Do I sound heartless if I say yes?
Dude, people have asked this question for decades, and it's never. Maybe I'm a sociopath. I don't know. They're all getting killed.
Yeah.
They're already dead, dude. Why do people
Yeah.
act like it's, oh, I can't hurt them, it's my family? No, it's not.
No.
It's a zombie.
Plus,
Your
I
family's
feel
already
like-
dead.
I feel like it's more respectful to put them down, like to like.
It's not even them. They're not there. Like, if you had an idea that there might be a cure, sure, that's
getting
different.
so-
Dude, I'm going in there with that baseball bat and I'm hitting home runs on every single one of them, dude. That's not
Yeah.
it's not even a question. People are always asking that question with zombie movies. Oh, could you do it if your mom came in and she was a zombie? Dude, she's done.
Yeah.
She's dead for sure. It's not her. It's not them. If they like were bitten and we're slowly transforming, yeah, it'd be horrible. That's when you're supposed to be sad.
Yeah.
But once they've already been turned into a zombie, it's over. It's already over. They're just a creature at that point. They're just a monster. You got to take them out.
Roll initiative.
You got to take them out. Dude, I would not even hesitate. I would not even hesitate. I'd be like that dude on the most recent Zombieland movie who almost killed that girl because she was having an allergic reaction.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not feeling so good.
Oh god.
Boom. It's like, oh, she was allergic. Oops.
That was I forgot about that.
Sorry. Yeah.
Zombieland double tap.
No,
right?
I wouldn't even hesitate. But yeah, I don't know. The direction was there. The story went along really nicely. I didn't feel like there was too many loopholes.
No.
They're on the train going to Busan. I did think parts of it were a little bit cheesy.
Yeah.
Particularly the excess of them holding the zombies at the door and the other people not just letting them in. I understand that one guy was corrupt and evil and all that, but
They really played off of him. Like,
yeah,
I feel like he should have died sooner.
I agree with that. And you know what? I almost thought that the movie was over.
That was going to be my next. I feel like it was like maybe
the
15.
movie ended or should have ended almost and then kept going for about another 30 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. I think the movie was like 15 to 20 minutes too long.
Yeah, and not just in length, and I think we're on the same wavelength here, but not that it was too long in length, but that the plot got to a good ending point, and then they kept pushing forward after that.
Yeah, like, yeah, 100% agree.
Because what was it? They pulled up to Busan. He had called the guy and said, Busan has succeeded in primary defense. I think they thought that the evil guy was dead at that point because you hadn't seen him alive in the bathroom yet.
Yeah.
Remember, right before he pushes that guy out and sacrifices
Fucking
him?
asshole.
I know, dude. What a piece of shit. We assumed that guy was dead already. He had saved his daughter. Russell Poe had already been killed. And they had his wife and everything. I felt like that was a pretty good conclusion. Oh, God. But I felt like then they got to that point,
Then
and then it kept going too
the
far.
train
Then-
was blocked.
Yes, exactly. Then they had to transfer trains. That's exactly what it was.
I feel
when
like-
it got to the point where they were going to transfer onto another train, I felt like that it should have ended there, and it kept going.
I agree. I think that the train blockage was one obstacle too many for them to overcome.
Yeah.
I think because like nothing that really didn't do anything for the movie. They could have had the same ending and stuff if they had just gone from, like, if the train hadn't been blocked and they just pushed through to the station. You know?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I didn't think the father's death was necessary.
No.
I think they were just trying to pull in more emotion and
Yeah.
make something really sad, and they wanted to give his daughter an excuse to show off her acting chops and
Which-
scream and cry like that.
Good for her, man.
Um,
Like, holy
Yeah, good
shit.
for her for sure, but I just, as far as the story goes,
And
I just
going
didn't think
back to
that was
like
necessary.
Going back to like the cheesy part, you know, like the dad, you know, turning and then reliving his like the memories of, you know, seeing his daughter. It's fucking sad, but it's cheesy. You know,
It was sad, but dude, I don't know why. Again, I think something might be wrong with me a little bit. But when I was watching that, and I was watching the part of his shadow just jumping off of the train, I don't know why, but that made me laugh. And I know that was not a funny part of the
No.
movie, but
okay, I think
Dude.
it's because when he started dropping the music, just kind of started doing this like cheesy like.
well, dude, and like the way his body just flailed off, like he basically, you just see his shadow, and he's like he just goes chest first off of this
Yeah.
train.
I
I
think-
don't know.
I think
I
that's-
understand it was a sad moment, but it did kind of make me laugh. I'm not gonna lie.
and that's I think that's a cultural difference. I think there's a directorial difference and like a cultural barrier there
Yeah.
where like that kind of stuff you see it a lot in like anime specifically.
True.
You see stuff
Yeah,
like that a
true.
lot, and I think that because Asian cartoons, I feel really bad calling them cartoons, but just there's a lot more shows and stuff that kind of do that level of emotion that way. Man,
Right.
my level of like speaking is like just dropping as I continue this sentence. Like I can't even, you know, they do that.
You're just
they do the cartoon
Dancing around on the edge, man. Just dancing around that edge.
Ugh.
I know.
But
I know.
you know what I'm saying, right?
No,
Like,
but it is. Yeah, absolutely. And the emotion does get a little over the top in some of the parts.
But then some of the levels of emotion are like at the right level, and like dude, I was totally
Yeah.
like, it's only when it's the daughter and the father thing, but I was totally tearing up. I was like, this is so fucking sad. I was like, fuck this movie.
it was extremely sad. It was extremely sad, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really did get some Quiet Place vibes towards the end, and I know this. Actually, did this come out before A Quiet Place? Quiet Place was at least 2017, right? Or 2018?
I don't know. I feel like it was 2018.
Yeah, I think Quiet Place was like 2018 because, let me see, I graduated college in 16, so yeah. Quiet Place was well after that, so it was at least 2018. So I guess, you know, I guess A Quiet Place had some Train to Busan vibes, but just the way that, you know, the mother was pregnant and they have to be quiet, and the father kind of sacrifices himself, and I could see the sequels kind of matching up in that too.
Now, from a
we'll see.
writing point of view, all of the character arcs were there. Like the dad being selfish at the beginning and then sacrificing himself
Yeah.
for his daughter at the end. That is literally the big character arc there. The little girl who couldn't sing in her class because her dad wasn't there, and then she loses her dad and is able to sing, and that song saves her.
I thought they were going to shoot that
Dude.
woman in the head, dude. I thought she was done. I thought they were going to shoot her in the head, and then the sequel was only going to be about the daughter. Oh my God, that I was so stressed.
Now,
I
she was totally
so
having contractions
stressed.
there, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure. How pregnant was she supposed to be?
I have no idea.
She seemed tiny, but
She
I don't
did,
know,
yeah.
man. I mean,
She was totally squishing on the pillow in there at some points. Like,
really?
yeah, there were some
On
points
the-
where
on
you
the
could
fake-
see her
fake
hand
belly?
like pushing into it, and I'm like, "That's you're not pregnant. You're a fucking liar."
They're doing stunts, and you see like the corner of the chair like stab in through her stomach real quick, and she
Yeah.
just runs away. Like, something's not right here.
Yeah, and like I don't know how
Yeah.
a pregnant woman could crawl through like the. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a pregnant woman.
Don't know, man.
Not yet.
Motherhood is one of the wonders of the world. I don't know.
The baby's crawling in
Mother
her
is
stomach
the
too.
strongest. A mother is the strongest person. What is it? Motherhood is the hardest job in the world, Chris.
It is.
And that includes having to protect your baby from zombies, dude.
Zombies.
From zombies.
So
I
many
feel like
zombies.
zombie is an appropriate Southern slang term for zombie. You know what I mean?
Look at that zombie.
Yeah, I feel like it's appropriate if you live in the South, you can say zombie.
You are from the South.
I don't think
so
that's.
technically.
I don't think that's offensive to any zombie. You know what I
Zombie.
mean? It's just
You can say that. I have zombie friends.
what would somebody in the Midwest call them? Pap.
Zambonis.
They call them pap. Zambonis. Hey, a couple of Zambonis. I think that'd be like the New Yorker.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, why don't we round ourselves
the
up
thing.
and get in a train, take on some Zambonis?
When I think of the U.S., I look at a map of the U.S. and I think the South, really hot and humid. The West, palm trees. The North is just cities and business people. And then everything else in the center is just cold and fields. That's how I see it in my head.
I don't know why. Listen, if you're a viewer and you live in the Midwest, comment down below and just tell us why. I mean, what is it? There's so much coastline in this country that you could move to. There's so many temperate areas. Now, I say that your state is on fire, and my state's been hit by, I think, 7 hurricanes in the past 2 months.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I guess that may be part of it, but I don't know. Yeah, you know what, man? I really enjoyed this one. The subtitles didn't bother me. It didn't feel like you were watching an independent film, but I'm not really surprised because was a South Korean film. I feel like the content and the things coming out of South Korea are very much westernized.
Absolutely.
In their nature nowadays.
Absolutely.
They're big on video games now. They're making good movies. They're basically the tech capital of the world at this point.
This was the first, I think specifically this is the first South Korean movie, that's the first South Korean horror movie to ever become a blockbuster sensation.
Really?
I think so.
Well, I can't imagine that the South Korean film, South Korean film history is all that rich. But you know what, man? I have no idea the validity of that statement. That could be completely wrong. I can't remember, other than obviously Train to Busan, I can't remember ever hearing about a film from South Korea or watching an independent film from South Korea or hearing about or even seeing memes from or something like that. I mean, I don't remember South Korea. I can't say that I've ever heard of or really recognized South Korean film. So I don't know what their history of film is like.
I read an article and I don't know where it went. I've seen a lot of Korean horror.
Yeah.
Mainly because it was like friends who like were like really into horror who were like, "Hey, check out these DVDs. They're really good horror."
What's the one about the chick with teeth in her vag? Is that
That's called
South
Teeth,
Korean horror?
and I don't think so. I think that's American, isn't it?
Oh, is it really?
I don't know.
I've never seen it. I thought that was like a Japanese thing.
I don't think so. It might. I mean, sure. I wouldn't be surprised.
All right, up next in the lineup. Teeth.
Maybe for Friday the 13th next month.
Yeah, really.
No, so I've seen a lot
What was that other South Korean film you were talking about the guy who was trapped in a cell for a long time?
That's Old Boy.
Old Boy.
Old Boy isn't technically horror, it's more of a thriller.
Okay.
I think you're going to really like that movie.
We'll find out. Yeah,
you like thrillers, right?
So we will find out. Oh, dude, I think thrillers are one of the best genres of movies out there.
You're going to love that movie, and dude, I'm so excited to see you watch this movie because please, for the love of God, don't look anything up about it. Do not look anything up.
All right, I won't.
Because
I will not look up a single thing.
You will literally not expect most of the movie. You're just, dude, your mouth is going to drop like 10 times in the movie. I'm so excited to see you to watch that.
Good. I'm ready for that.
But yeah, I've seen a lot of Korean horror. They are very good at it. It is like on a psychological level. I don't know what it is about Korean films, but holy shit. So when I saw this, I knew it was gonna be good.
There was something about the way those zombies were moving and those extras were, really committing to the freaky snarling face and the jerking neck and stuff. They went all out.
Yeah.
I mean, they really knew what to play on as far as making you scared of being near them.
Yeah, I really wanted this to be a video game.
I'm surprised it's not, to be honest.
I would play the shit out of this.
This one got fantastic reception, and I'm not surprised. I really enjoyed it too. Train to Busan got a 94% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, which is extremely high, and an 88% audience score. So both very high scores, higher than a lot of very good movies out there. You know, and especially higher than probably a lot of good thriller horror movies out there.
Most importantly, higher than Mulan.
Higher than Mulan, no doubt about it. Different genre, but as long as it's higher, that's okay.
I thought Mulan.
What did you think about this one, man? Movie. Where do you? Yeah, it scared me. That's for sure. Gave me nightmares. What do you think about this one, man? Where do your scores come in? As opposed to those.
Okay, so cinematography was fucking dope. I'll just put that out there, dude. The scenes in the tunnels, the scenes where they're going through the train car and you're just moving from one side to the other as they're fighting all the things. Very Old Boy-esque. I mean, some of the shots were just so good. Like, how do you get a shot from the inside of like a porta potty on a train? Like, obviously it was a set, so True. But still, like, they did a very good job of making you feel claustrophobic on this train with them. Everything was just well shot. The drone shots, anyways, like this shot, and also this shot. Oh, and my personal favorite, this shot.
Wow, yeah, those are good.
Yeah. So cinematography, perfect. Well, not perfect, but you know what I mean? Like, it was just very well done. The story, like I said, the story was there. All of the levels were there. The characters each have their own arcs. The ones that needed to die, that we expected to die, kind of did. Like, it hit the cliche moments, and it did it well. Some of the characters that you really wanted to die, God, they died later.
Lingered.
Yeah, and so they were playing off of your emotion. They were really making this as not a happy ending as possible. Right. They were totally doing that on purpose. The acting was phenomenal. The characters were likable. Some of them we loved, and yeah, man, they did a lot of really good things in this movie. And as a horror movie, as a zombie horror movie, I think this is one of the best zombie movies I've seen.
Wow.
I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I think, as a horror zombie movie.
Strong score. Yep, strong score for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it, man. I'm with you there. The filming of the entire thing felt very well done. Didn't have any qualms with that. The special effects were insane. I mean, the way they had the people dressing up and looking as zombies was insane, with the white eyes and everything.
Yeah.
The blood, did you notice it? Did the blood look a little ketchup-y to you?
Yeah, and like his shirt was
it looked a little orange.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've never stabbed anyone, but
I mean, I've seen blood though, like enough blood to feel like it should have been a little darker red than that. But I don't know.
Especially on the dad's shirt.
The blood felt a little ketchup-y to me, even when it was on the glass. But whatever. But I mean, when you're rating a horror movie, I feel like the blood is always kind of a real factor you got to take into account.
Absolutely
but yeah, the blood seemed a little goofy. Loved the characters. Really liked the story. It was kind of a safe story as far as zombies go. You know, they don't really do too much in the beginning of setting it up. It's just sort of there. You know, it's the classic, you get bitten, you become a zombie. There's no superpowers. You're just really aggressive and rabid, essentially.
You become very smart.
I will say I do wish that they would have spent a little more time showing the outbreak happening in the very beginning and things kind of leaking out, and not just showing that deer getting run over and then popping back up.
That was cool, though.
It was cool. Oh, it was very cool, and I was okay with that. But I wish then they would have shown that guy going further into town and maybe seeing like some people running around and just warming you up a little more to the zombies.
Yeah, kind
of
like
it took a long time to.
Have you ever played Last of Us?
Yeah, I have.
So you know the beginning there where like they're driving through the car and like they're just seeing explosions and then you people attacking out in the street, something like that.
Yeah, or that's kind of even like World War Z. I feel like World War Z is one of the most intense setups to a zombie movie ever, because they're just driving in the car and all of a sudden that cop motorcycle slams past them and hits their windshield or their mirror, and they're going, what the hell is this? And then all of a sudden, before you know it, just all hell breaks loose. But I would have liked to see a little more of the setup of the outbreak kind of getting started and the zombies coming to be, and that would have been okay with me. But really not a ton of complaints about this one, man. The story was good. I do think the story had a good ending point, and then they drug it on probably about 30 minutes too long. And it's not the, like we just said, it's not the time I had a problem with. It's the fact that I felt like they came to a good ending point and then dragged on a little more after that.
Yeah.
Didn't think the father needed to die. Thought that was unnecessary for the story. Kind of interested to see how they do on the sequel. But overall, really interesting, really gripping. You're going to be into this
And
the
it was
whole time.
entertaining. Like it was just entertaining.
Super entertaining.
Yeah.
Super entertaining. Scary. The zombies were scary. Gets a lot of high marks for me. I think I'm actually right there with you on this one, man. I think an 8.5 is very fair.
As far as
I
like
think an 8.5
horror
is
movies
very-
go, this one is really good.
It is
Well,
good.
I wouldn't
It's
even
very
call it
good. I would
horror.
not
Was
mind
it
watching
horror?
this again. Yeah, it was horror. It was thriller horror.
Yeah,
for
I wouldn't
sure.
because I wouldn't say I was like.
There's a big difference between a thriller horror movie and a psychological horror
Yeah.
movie. A big, psychological horror is like almost like Shutter Island.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's kind of thriller. Psychological horror is like I'm thinking of Ending Things, where the whole thing is just a mind melt. Psychological horror is The Lighthouse. Thriller horror is Train to Busan, World War Z, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I Am Legend, those types of movies. But as far as entertainment value goes, I'll put this one right up there with World War Z, I Am Legend. I'm trying to think of what other zombie movies have come out that we've been. I don't know about Zombieland. Zombieland was definitely more entertaining to me still, but just because it's kind of a
first one.
comedy also. The first one.
But see,
one.
I
it's a
wouldn't even
comedy,
consider
it's
that a
different thing.
horror movie, although it was a good zombie movie.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of scary, I guess, because they're zombies, but it is what it is. I don't know. That's for another review. 8.5's all around. I think that's a very fair score.
Hey.
You got anything else for Train to Busan before we jump into our current event for today, man?
Just guys, headshot. Just remember that.
Headshots. Yeah, you know what? That's another thing we didn't talk about this movie. This was one of the few movies where you didn't really see a lot of killing of zombies.
They were trying, bless them, with a baseball bat, but
Well, they didn't really have anything.
No, they
That's
didn't.
what made it so dire.
that's
They
why
didn't have
when you
guns.
asked me if we'd survive on a train, like with what weapons, like there were maybe be an axe on there just for like a fire, but like, yeah, like it was interesting.
These NRA people have a serious argument when it comes to the zombie apocalypse, man. I gotta say. But yeah, I don't know. I liked it. But that's it. So if you guys agreed, I know this one's been out for a while, but as September and October are rolling around, we want to put out some spookier content. So today was a fun one. We're starting with some thrillers. We'll get into some true, just raw horror movies as the weeks go on. But that's it. So 8.5's all around. If you like this review, drop a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below also and let us know if we missed anything or if you have anything to say about this
Also,
one.
I've been thinking, and Danny, this is me thinking out loud right here, but I've been thinking I would like to put out a list or some sort of chart or something. Like I want to know what movies people want us to rate for October. So starting up to October 1st all the way through October 31st, it'd be really cool if we can get like once a week, get a movie that's proposed by somebody.
Recommended to us
recommended, thank
by the fans.
And so
hey,
I don't know if there's like a way we could put up a chart in the story or something where people are like, hey, with this week, what movie do you want us to see? And anyways, if there's a movie you want us to see, please leave it down below in the comment, right down there.
For sure. Definitely. Boom. Drop a like. And if you want to see us review some more stuff, you want to keep up with us, you can always subscribe. It helps us out a lot. Small channel, but we're having a lot of fun. We're still growing. That's it, man. Let's jump into the current event for today. This was something, if you follow us on Instagram, you'll have already seen. We made a post about it on our story, and it's kind of a hot story right now. So, solo actor, oh my gosh, Alden Ehrenreich. I don't remember how to pronounce his last name. He has kind of come out and sort of criticized the Hollywood culture for their sort of all or nothing approach with how they feel movies are and their response to movies. He was saying basically that, Solo was a kind of middle of the road movie. It did okay. It didn't make a ton of money in the box office. Most people that you would talk to would probably say it was an okay movie, not the best Star Wars content out there, but an okay movie. But he said in his words, Hollywood has a tendency to either catastrophize, whatever the word is, or love movies, and it's either one thing or the other. It's either the best movie ever, or it's a horrible movie. Do you think that's fair? I mean, we rate a lot of middle of the road kind of movies on here. We talk about a lot of movies that fall between that 6 to 8 range.
But
go ahead.
It's interesting that he said that because I kind of agree with him. When it comes to a critic, I think that's very true. And I think the reason you and I are willing to find the middle of the road movies is because we're being we're trying to be fair, we're trying to be impartial, and we're trying to see movies as what they are and rate them as what they are. But when you think about it, like when you're talking with your friends and they say, "Hey, did you see that movie?" You don't say like it was okay. You say, "Oh, I loved it," or "Oh, I hated it." Like that's the basic response you get. And I think that in this day and age, we are a culture of instant gratification. We want everything now. We want it to be good. We want it like we expect a lot from our content, from our products, from everything. And I think that especially when it comes to large franchises like Jurassic Park or Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or whatever, if we ever see movies that come out from those franchises, we expect them to be just as good, if not better, than the ones that we're basing them off of. And I think that that's kind of what he's getting at, is that, you know, like, there's so much hype for the original Star Wars and the Star Wars genre and everything that's like where it's going to go. And I think that it's kind of hard to say that, like, you know, Solo wasn't a bad movie. Like, I didn't think it was bad. I watched it in theaters hearing all these shitty reviews, and I remember coming out and I was like, that wasn't bad. Like, it was like a Western movie. Like, it was okay. It was cool. But because it wasn't what we expected in a Star Wars movie, it was shitty. Like, that Star Wars movie was so bad because, like, there was barely any Star Wars in it. And I think that people let their expectations guide their judgment too much in this day and age.
Yeah, that's I think very true. And I think that a lot of critics are very quick, especially when you see these websites. We always compare our scores to Rotten Tomatoes scores because it seems like Rotten Tomatoes is still the go-to for most people when they're trying to determine if a movie is good or not. And I think the more you look at Rotten Tomatoes scores, the more you realize that they're not always that accurate. It really depends on what you like on a film. And so I think that critics in particular are really quick to take a movie that's okay, and because it's not great, they say it's bad. And there's a big distinction between a good movie and a bad movie, just like there's a distinction between a good movie and a great movie. No, not all movies are, you know, Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. They're just not. But also, not all movies are, you know, Artemis Fowl and
That's the
Mulan.
bar.
They're just not. Right, Capone. I mean, those are that's the ends of the spectrum. I think it's okay, like what he's saying. I think it's very much okay to come in the middle there somewhere with a decent movie and still put it out there. And I think that actors and actresses shouldn't always strive to just say, oh, well, I have to make a 100% Rotten Tomatoes perfect film no matter what. Otherwise, I don't want to be in the movie, or otherwise it was a total failure. I enjoyed Solo. I did. Now, I don't want them to just go out and start making a bunch of bad movies, but I think there's certainly plenty of people that are willing to go and watch a decently good movie. Yeah. I just think that there's a scale problem, too. Solo was never going to be as epic as one of these big Star Wars movies in the original saga, you know, the canon kind of stuff, because there's just a scale difference there. You're not talking about the whole universe. You're just talking about Han Solo and his sub-story. So it was just meant to be kind of a different thing.
Yep. Bless you. Now, on that note, just because...
my mic, so you should get that.
Where is it? Here we go. I have here Star Wars Most Wanted. I've not read it yet, but it is a book by Ray Carson that basically...
and there it goes.
Yeah, right. Read this book and see Solo Star Wars now in theaters. This is a book that kind of talks about... hang on. It talks about the Han Solo and Kira backstory, and apparently if you read that book, you understand a lot more and appreciate the movie more. That's what I've heard. So I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to watch Solo right after, and I will let you know. Maybe I'll make that a video. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I don't think Disney was expecting people to go and read any books before they watched the movie.
Why
they didn't
would
set
you?
it up so you had
if
to.
That's
well, people won't.
Yeah.
People aren't going to do that. I don't think they did this. But if you ever set up a movie where you have to read the book first, you're in big trouble. That's why I'm really interested to see where they go with Dune coming out,
which
here.
is sitting right there.
But, you know,
I've got the book.
You better get to reading, man. It's coming out before too long.
I'm pushing through my current.
Yeah, I don't know,
right
man. I do agree though that it's kind of, you know, if your movie wasn't the best movie ever, then it was nothing. And we can still praise that's being the perception kind of in Hollywood about how movies are coming out and being made. And now Disney's probably going to say, oh, well, Solo didn't kill it in the box office, so we're not going to make a sequel. But then they go and make a Mulan movie or like a live action remake, for example.
Like, you got to be kidding me.
And it sucks because I think there's still a lot of people out there that really enjoyed Solo. I did. I liked it. Too. Was it my favorite movie ever? No, but not every movie is going to be your favorite movie ever. It's still nice to have some entertaining movies out there.
And there's so many places to go with
Solo.
Solo. And just Star Wars.
I see where he's coming from 100%. But on the other end of that, we have, the other side of that coin, we have original content like The Mandalorian coming out. We've got, art, directors that are coming out now and really setting the bar for what these movies are. We've got big, massive trilogy movies coming out, Avengers and everything, and now DC's stepping in. So these studios have a lot of stuff on their plate that could be pretty massive mega movies. There may not be that much budget or room left for these sort of middle-of-the-pack movies. I don't know. But I enjoyed Solo. I see where he's coming from. Not every movie has to be the best movie ever. I think there's plenty of room for a decently standard movie to come out.
I agree.
I'd much rather watch that than just a horrible film.
Mulan.
Yeah, like Mulan. Cool, that's it, man. Well, let's get this duct tape going on our arms. I got to make it to Busan by 5 o'clock.
Oh, it's already reached you,
get on
too?
the bullet train.
I had to board up my windows.
Yeah.
I thought it was just here.
That's it. All right, well, we're going to start making our strategy, getting our kits going. Zombie survival kit. Look for some more spooky films coming out here in, September, October. They should still have time to put some up. I will be getting my wisdom teeth taken out in like a week, which is going to suck. So you'll see some stuff on the story, but just know we're recording a lot of films, a lot of reviews right now. So if you start to see kind of a flood in, it's just we're trying to make sure you guys have something to get over the, hopefully, knock on wood, only a few day recovery period for this, or maybe we'll be behind a week or something like that, but we'll try to keep the videos coming. I'll give you plenty of loopy videos of me after my surgery waking up.
Yep.
Cool. All right, Chris, we're out of here. My eyes just turn white and like my neck starts cranking up. You just see me run.
Go ahead,
off the screen.
make a zombie face.
You're like, yep, not even gonna edit that. Just literally gonna have.
I was, but now I'm not.
Yeah.